In DFA 10, we've included an enhanced and simplified way to import a bill of materials to create the product structure and bring in any data that might be in your bill of materials that Design for Assembly can make use of. In order to do this, your bill of materials needs to be in a text file format. From the external menu, select Bill of Materials. From the dialog that appears, browse to the location where your text file is located. This selection will start our import wizard, where you can select initially from a predefined bill of materials import structure, or you can start a new import. In this case, I'm going to start a new one. Clicking Next, I have to first answer some information about the type of data. This is delimited. The tab is the delimiter, and I want to start the import at row 2, which will allow me to ignore the header information in the file. Clicking Next, I'm presented with a screen where I need to map the columns of my data to the fields that I want them put in Design for Assembly. You'll notice here that I can select Level as column 1. This will allow me to define this numeric field so that the relationship between parents and children in the structure chart will be maintained. Column 2 is the name. Column 3 is the total count, the repeat count. Column 4 is the part number. Column 5 is the piece part cost per item. As I scroll across here, column 6 is going to go into a custom user field that I've defined for this analysis called supplier name. Column 7, we can see, is the length. Column 8 is the width, and column 9 is the depth. So column 8, width, column 9, depth. I click the Next button, where I can now save this specification. I'll call this Sample Import, so that if my bill of materials is always in the same format, I simply pick Sample Import in the beginning, say OK, and it'll import per this predefined specification. At this point, I can click Finished. The software imports that bill of materials for me. If I click on one of these parts here, the motor base, you can see it's brought in the name, the part number, the repeat count, and if I scroll across here, you can see it's also brought in the name of the supplier and the cost from the bill of materials. Also note here that the end plate subassembly has been defined based on that level column that I selected. If I wanted to do this import again, I can insert a new analysis, again choosing external and bill of materials, choosing a file. Now you'll notice that sample import, the template that I defined at the end of the analysis, is there, and if I simply choose that and click Finish, the software will again import that bill of materials per the specification that was previously defined.